Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Season 4 of the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast. My name is Ashley Leonard, and Love Doesn't Hurt provides domestic violence education, empowers survivors, advocates for healthy relationships, and promotes a resilient lifestyle. During Season 4, I am uploading episodes every other Sunday at 6 a.m. EST. Today, we will be talking about the simultaneous power and complexity of forgiveness. It can be incredibly hard to forgive someone when they have wronged you. So today we're going to dive into what forgiveness can mean and what it can look like for different people. Before we dive in, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe or follow on whatever streaming platform you're using. The Love Doesn't Hurt podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, so we can reach you wherever you prefer to listen. We now have video available on YouTube. So if you would like to watch your podcasts rather than just listen, definitely go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast. I really appreciate your support. Now, let's get started. The traditional definition of forgiveness is to cease to feel resentment against an offender. This can mean many different things for people, so it feels like the simplicity of this definition doesn't really do the word forgiveness justice at times. When someone has harmed or wronged you, you may not want to forgive them for what they've done because it feels like it excuses their behavior or that you're accepting what has happened to you and saying it's okay. I know I certainly felt this way about my father when I left my childhood home due to a domestically violent environment. I didn't want to forgive his actions because I didn't want to make anyone think that they were okay. Forgiveness doesn't have to mean you forget or excuse the behavior of the person, but it can help loosen the grip that their actions are holding on you. You could start to understand the other person's side and even feel empathy or compassion towards the person that had harmed you or wronged you, but you don't have to. Forgiveness should be an intentional decision that you make to release yourself from the anger and resentment the actions of another person have caused for you. Forgiveness is so complex and hard to explain at times that I really appreciate the way Oprah describes it. She says, "Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. It's accepting what has happened to you and now looking toward what you can do about it. It's letting go so that the past does not hold you prisoner." There's a lot of wisdom in this. It emphasizes that forgiveness doesn't have anything to do with the other person. Forgiveness is all about controlling your own emotions and getting back into the driver's seat of your life when something happens to you. There are many benefits to forgiveness, or letting go of bitterness. If you forgive, you are more likely to have healthier relationships, improved mental health from a decrease in anxiety, stress, and hostility, fewer symptoms of depression, lowered blood pressure, a stronger immune system, improved heart health, and improved self-esteem. If you don't choose forgiveness, you may struggle with anger and bitterness in new relationships and experiences, may be unable to enjoy the present, may become depressed, irritable, or anxious, or lose valuable connections with others. How do we move toward forgiveness? One step is to recognize the value of forgiveness. We just listed many of the benefits, so continue to remind yourself of what good can come from it. Another step is to join a support group or see a counselor. These are helpful tools in talking out our experiences and getting an outside, unbiased perspective. It's also helpful to acknowledge your emotions about what you've experienced and to accept that you are choosing to let go of the resentment you have toward the experience. This does not mean that you ever have to forget what has happened to you. You're just choosing to move on from it. I hope the information in this episode resonates with each and every one of you. Forgiveness can be so hard, no matter what experience you're trying to let go of. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Season 4 of the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast. I'm excited to continue providing others with domestic violence education as I work to end the cycle of violence once and for all. It is my goal with the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast to create a community of survivors and a greater community that is more knowledgeable about domestic violence, so we can not only help those who have experienced it survive, but thrive. Love Doesn't Hurt aims to be another resource people can use to understand their experiences, get help, and know they're not alone. If you need immediate help, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or text START in all capital letters to 88788. You can also visit their website, thehotline.org, for more information. Please be sure to subscribe and follow Love Doesn't Hurt for more domestic violence education content. This really helps support the podcast and gets this information to more people who may need it. Thank you all for listening to the Love Doesn't Hurt podcast. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, spread love everywhere you go.